What's up, everybody? Back again. I'm George. I'm with James. This is our Monday night talk show on 3D printing for Tabletop Alchemy, our 3D printing company, hosted here on our channel, Warp Charge Gaming, where we do many things for tabletop wargaming. So welcome, James. Good to see you. Good to have you.
It's good to see you, George. It's glad this thing's working.
Yeah.
Everything sounds great. Looks great.
We had a strange fluke on the initial jump off there, but we're back. Computers being strange and technology being strange. Technology, that's what 3D printing is utilizing, is technology, and sometimes it is a wonderful, magical thing, and sometimes it's a battle. You got to fight a little bit.
Yeah, or it's just a learning curve.
Yeah, however you want to look at it. You got to fight for your right to party, James.
That's right, and I'm down to fight.
It's
down to party.
Yeah. Things have been printed and continue to be printed. I mean, you had something cool to show.
Dude, printing cool things is cool,
Right?
Like, that's one of those things where it's like, this is cool.
It's so cool.
Right?
It's like the coolest.
This is a cool thing I printed.
Right?
I'm trying to grab it.
Right?
And show you. Oh.
Very cool.
Yeah? Is that cool?
I like it.
Is it too much light?
No, it's cool. Wow. Ooh. Whoa, that was strange. Yeah, that was just pure.
Oh.
Yeah. What's happening when you push it? Does something happen when you touch it?
I think I'm touching the wrong spot. That should be doing that.
Oh, okay.
Changing portals.
Very cool.
Changing portals.
I like that.
Changing portals. I like changing portals too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's fun when 3D printing is interactive.
Yeah. No, that's a whole nother level of getting into the immersion.
Yeah. Immersion.
Chicken bone. Stubborn machine spirits indeed. The Amasa was not with us when we started this show. That looks really sweet. Erin thinks so too. Erin's pretty sweet. She also does 3D printing. We've had some conversations about such here in the old local area battlegrounds.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I like talking 3D printing.
Yeah, indeed. I had a few images loaded up, but with our technicalities, they are no longer. So I'll just mainly talk about things. What has been going down print-wise? I've been printing a lot of Gasland stuff for that game. Things like motorcycles and cars and weapons and wheels. It's a game that's on the scale of Hot Wheel cars, and it's probably the main part that people enjoy about it is converting the cars up and making these post-apocalyptic mutant war machine vehicles. So I've been having a lot of fun, getting a lot of hype around the local area with that and printing a lot of stuff. Currently I'm printing rocks for a game called yeah, they're just straight up rocks, dude. But
you can't just go outside and find some rocks?
Well, the cool thing is that they're like exactly to scale. There's this game like Mythic Pantheon or Mythic Battles Pantheon. It's like an arena game, gladiatorial fighting style. And there's trees and rocks that are very specific to their scale and their height and everything. And the guy wanted exact replicas. Luckily, Thingiverse, being the amazing place that it is, it already had the exact rocks pre-created. So I was able to just throw them on the old print bed and print this guy out some rocks, and he's stoked. Something simple and basic, but he's happy. I'm happy that he's happy.
I'm glad that he's happy about his rocks.
Right? He's getting his rocks off, dude.
You gotta get your rocks off.
Right? I think I'm gonna try to be talented enough to load them up. Yep, I got it. All right, here it is. Bam, rock. That's with
we rock and roll.
Yeah, that's with a Space Marine to show the scale there. But yeah, just a couple little rocks. And I printed them in silver, so they actually already kind of look like rocks, which is cool. I also printed another nude lady. We have a client that goes and scans models with a scanner on his iPad, and then he gives it to us to print in 3D reality. So he's pretty happy. We've been printing these scans and it's been cool. That was like a 8-foot tall figure, and usually like the ankles and like the thin parts of the legs, that can be a bit tricky. Always got to use supports. I'm happy to get some clean prints for him. That was cool. It was a big week in the store here. We're having a lot of growing interest now that our full, we have display cases and our full rig is set up in the store. You can see on the counter here a whole bunch of paint racks. These Vallejo paint racks, we put in a paintbrush holder. You see a Citadel paint rack. These have been very popular locally. So we actually just sold out of a buttload of paint racks, and I got a bunch to print, which is a little bit daunting being that we just got a commission to print a 72-hour dragon called Tiamat from Shapeways. There's a rough screenshot image there. You can see it all broken apart. James spent the day chopping that up. Even though it was a file that was split, it was still all just a single STL file. Like when you drop it into Cura, it's only just one big thing. So you still had to cut it even further. What slicers, what software are you using to slice things up, James?
I was actually just using Tinkercad.
Oh, really?
Basic and rudimentary, but it's easy to work like anywhere because it's web-based.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it does. You've been able to get a lot done in Tinkercad, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to do. I mean, it's just basic shapes. I mean, you can pretty much make any shape you want and then fuse them together or take away. So it just kind of goes to how meticulous you want to be about how detailed you want to do with these shapes.
Right.
Because you can change the size.
Oh, did I kick you? See, this might have been what screwed us up last time. I was trying to show Cura live here, and I might have kicked us out for some reason. All right, so somehow I can't show Cura on the live talk show. I'm going to close it, and we'll see if we can get James back. Damn it. I was really hoping to get to show you guys Want to Talk supports. Let's see if we can get old James back on here. Kicked him like a mofo. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out, I got this dragon to print now, and I got to figure out how to print these wings and basically all the components of the dragon with supports in a way that gets it done efficiently and effectively. And it might require some unique support situations due to the way the model sits on the print bed. So I was going to show you guys live us figuring out the way to set that up on the print bed, but apparently Cura does not talk well with the streaming software, and James is gone. He's not coming back. Oh, 3D printing talk show. Here's a look at the wheels for Gaslands that I printed out, a big old bed of wheels. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's all the pictures I got for now. There you are, James.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It apparently has to do with me opening Cura up. As soon as I open Cura, it kicks you. It was like immediate.
Is it really? That's what it was?
Yeah, I had two versions of Cura up when we started the show and had all the technical difficulties. It's pretty odd.
Wow, because like not only did it kick me, it crashed my entire Chrome.
Yo, wow. Yeah, I don't know how that is related, but I will not.
I don't know either because my entire Chrome crashed and I had to restore it.
I'm not going to open up Cura again because that.
Do it again, please.
All right, fine. Let's. Because how is this connected? It can't be. Let's try.
It can't be. It can't be. It's a coincidence.
Opening up Cura. We're hanging out.
Here.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah, I want to look at this. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Cura's open. All right. People can see. All right. That was just totally freakish. You're there, James.
Dude, that's amazing.
All right. So I'm gonna load up the Tiamat file because I want to talk shop about supports. Okay. Are you still there? Yep, you're still there. James,
Yeah,
you're
I'm still here.
Beautiful.
I'm looking at YouTube and seeing you do things in Cura.
Okay, great. So here's this giant dragon, friends, and Tiamat. Now we got all the heads. The heads have, they have a flat end on the bottom, on the peg of the head. So that's nice when it comes to printing, but that is a tiny little fucking node there to try to support itself from.
I would recommend, if I was going to print this, I would do all the heads together on a raft. On a raft.
Yes. So get the base out of the way. And just
base would be out of the way, everything would be out of the way, it would just be a raft and heads would be one print.
So I've never chose any other type of support but the general one that just comes with
That's not even a support, that is bed adhesion.
Okay, so let's show me, let's try to get to that situation. I don't have a very good, I'll scoot over so people can see the settings here. So where does that live at? In the same place that support lives?
Just below it, I believe.
Build plate adhesion, okay.
Yeah.
And so we got a skirt, and we're gonna choose a raft.
Yes.
Okay. And then any sort of adjustments to the raft itself, or just default probably be good?
No, default would probably be just fine.
And then now, what do we choose? If we choose layer view, can we see the simulation of this?
Yes, you can.
Right,
After you prepare it, obviously.
You got to prepare it? Okay, let's check that out.
Now, you want to probably add some supports also, or you just want to prepare it beforehand?
Either way, I'll have to re-prepare it if I add supports, I imagine.
Yep.
All right, well, I can see it now anyways. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the support thing. Support. Generate support. Oh, it's already checked. Okay, cool. All right, so we got support and we have a raft, and this is so that we have, it's taking all of the, what is defined kind of a raft?
What a raft is, it prints a layer of plastic onto the print bed, and then prints whatever you're printing on top of that layer of plastic. So it allows a better adhesion because it's melting to it, but it's just how like supports are where it can break away easily. So instead of the print coming around and like knocking the head, it's easier for it to pop off the glass compared to being on a bed of plastic.
All right, word. I'm trying to be able to, we got a cropped picture here, so I'm trying to show the audience at home a good image of this. Here we go, that's gonna help. All right, cool.
Yeah, then as far as supports, since these are all like finely detailed things, depending on how the supports are, you're probably going to want to have supports everywhere to support the overhang of the teeth. So you're going to probably want supports inside the mouth instead of just on the build plate. And then you're going to want to put either a floor and a ceiling to those supports so that break away cleanly and you don't have rugged stringing from the layers just kind of filling in space. You want them to be nice and level and smooth.
So,
and a way to do that is have a floor or a ceiling.
So I enable the support roof and enable the support floor?
Yeah.
You think I should have them both a roof and a floor?
I can't quite see your image from here to know if you need a floor, but definitely a roof.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to prepare that and see if we can look at the generation of that. Oh, wow. That's a lot more plastic going down. All right, well, that definitely feels like I'm going to print successfully comparatively to not having this stuff. Okay, cool, cool. So that's, go ahead.
You can kind of see how it covers everything. Now, where it says color scheme, you see how it says material color?
Yeah.
Can you change that to be line type?
Oh, not layer thickness, line type. Okay, nice. Oh, I like that. So now I can see things in red, purple, and blue.
Yeah, so I gotta think about it. The light blue is your supports. The red is going to be your outside layer. Green is going to be any inside layers. Your infill is obviously your yellow. And then the dark blue you can actually unclick because that's just your travel. Now, another thing I would do, since these things are so tiny and they're all like sticky up in the air and spikes and stuff, I would probably lower my speed to somewhere between 40 millimeters a second or 50 millimeters a second. 60 is probably a little too fast. Also, I would enable the Z-hop so that when it goes over these little sections, it hops up over them so it doesn't accidentally knock into them.
Gotcha. Yeah, all this stuff's going to add a bunch of time where there's no way this is going down in a fast way. Yeah,
I mean, it's going to add a bunch of time, but otherwise you're going to have a bunch of failed prints, which inevitably even are more time.
Definitely, 100%.
And a lot more plastic when you think of the grand scheme of things.
Oh yeah, no. No, I'd much rather print once than twice, and plus, like, whenever you have a failed print, then other issues occur too sometimes.
Yeah, these are all the things and procedures I would do to make sure I printed these correctly.
Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about a ceiling or a roof, a floor, a raft. Yeah, so that takes the heads down up to 5 hours.
So it's about an hour ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not too bad when you think about like
Nah.
the print cost being $2 a print cost. That's literally just $2 a head.
Yeah, no, that's pretty reasonable. Okay, so what's more challenging then is let's go to the wings. Definitely more concerned about those.
Yeah, but definitely save that since you just spent the time getting that all set up.
Yeah, it only took a second.
Okay.
All right, let's see. So I'm gonna go solid view. I had this laid out pretty decently before we jumped on here. We're gonna go to rotate. I feel like I gotta get it down to I gotta find the flattest part of the wing here.
I tried my best to save the file that way, but it's kind of difficult.
Right. No, I got fairly close earlier. I was able to get it to a certain point and then hit lay flat and do pretty decent. Yeah, this is a challenging print for sure. And this is just a free file off of Shapeways, guys, if anybody wants to give it a try. Alright. Alright, so I've got about as close as I can get. Let's see if we can get some magic when we hit lay flat here. There we go. Alright, so that is about as flat as I think you can get this wing here. I know you're waiting for... What's that?
Now, that is like a fairly decent way to do it, but how the wing was originally with the like joint touching flat.
Yeah, this is how it drops in.
It may actually be easier. Like I would almost try them both different ways, preparing them to see which one's easier when you add the supports to them.
Think so, huh?
Yeah, because you want as least amount of support contact as possible, because that's where your imperfections are going to be. So if you look at your wing that's laying down flat, all that red is going to be showing where supports are touching. And there's a lot more red than the one that's standing up.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, it just seemed like all up in the air at that crazy angle is going to be even tougher, but the supports take care of that, really.
Yep.
All right. So we think that it's better to be standing up on the flat edge.
Well, I prepare them both to see each one, but you generally, when you're using supports, you want to use as little as possible so that you have a cleaner print. So you can have layer just on top of layer instead of having these breakaway layers that you can create some type of stringing or imperfections that need to be cleaned up after the print.
So for this guy, same deal. We want a floor. Do we want a raft, a floor, and a ceiling?
You definitely don't need a floor because it's not going to be having a support on another part of the model. It's only going to be having a support onto the actual build plate or the raft. But I would definitely have a raft for this, just for the sheer fact that it's going to be easy to knock this over because the supports and the original print are going to be printing separate and then joined together. And if there's a raft, at least they're joined from the beginning.
What do you think about a roof? I
would definitely always have a roof. I mean, I've got my best prints when I use supports when I have a roof. When I don't have it, it is always stringy. And then depending on what you're using your prints for, if it's inside of something, who cares? But if it's something that's going to be on a table that's going to probably be painted, you want it to be as clean as possible.
Do you think we should take I've heard that they recommend wall thickness of 1.5. Do you think we're going to be able to get a more substantial print? Like it'll at least be more sturdy at 1.5?
Honestly, I wouldn't know until I tried printing something like that. I've yet to print like wings or tiny faces yet.
Yeah. Maybe just for good measure, I'll give it a little bit of extra thickness on 1.5. But then still, we need to be as slow as like 40 on this bad boy.
Yeah, anything that's really pointy and has those sections that are going to come to a quick point, you want to slow it down so that it has time to extrude the plastic so you don't have under extrusion in your points.
All right, we're hitting prepare on this. See what this wing comes out to. I'm focused on this. I'm missing any comments we might have. Damn, 20 hours on that wing. Nearly 21 hours. All right, we'll have to look at this compared to the one that was flat, just out of curiosity. That's a pretty massive support system there, but it looks effective.
It really is, but like I was thinking that would probably be the best way to print it as far as having a decent, good model.
Yeah, that's probably, this is, I mean, this is definitely the hardest piece of the whole print. Okay, so 21 hours a wing. Let's, I'm gonna undo and get back to our other setup here. Looks like I got it now. Yeah, all right, let's see what kind of time comes out when it's laying flat, because it's gonna be less support, so less time. All right, and prepare, same story. Damn, only half the time, only 11 hours.
See, that pretty much makes up the mind right there, that go your way. Because, like, that post-production is, like, onto the, like, spend the extra time there, not in the printer.
Right. Yeah, man, 11 hours versus 22. Yeah, I think that kind of seals the deal for me. Okay, well, that was interesting to find out. Okay, so we discussed a little bit about just the benefits of having less support means less imperfections to have an opportunity to create, but it obviously creates more time, and being that this is quite the tall object when standing up straight, not the best, not gonna, the time versus the efficiency isn't as good there. Let's take a look at this bigger guy here, solid view. So the big guy doesn't look too crazy. I think you can just stand up straight, put some supports on it, but always a roof with spiky bits. Do you think you still need a raft on this big guy?
Nah, you probably don't need a raft for him. You can probably get away with normal stuff.
Just the
skirt. You are going to need some supports for the belly.
Yeah, and the bottom of these necks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a raft could help overall, but I don't really think it's necessary.
Yeah. I doubt there's probably not an extreme amount of time difference between a raft and a normal support, yeah?
There is actually quite a bit of a time difference. You're literally building layers on, like, big open flat layers. So, I mean, you're adding probably 30 minutes or so for a model that size.
Yeah, I find that pretty inconsequential, 30 minutes, you know, it's not like 2 or 3 or 4 hours.
The reason why the raft's nice for something like that, because it has all these supports that are not touching the model until later on. And I don't know how often you print with supports, but supports can break in the printing process before they ever touch the model. And then when it comes time to print where the support's supposed to be, you have failures.
Yeah,
so that's why the rafts are nice.
I haven't had too much issue with it. Anytime I use support, it typically works pretty good. But I also never have tried a raft, so looking forward to giving it a go. Okay, well, I guess the final piece I might be a little curious about your opinion on is the tail. Let's take a quick look at that. Tail looks like it can lay flat fairly naturally. Let's go with the lay flat. See what we get. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going for. So yeah, just same kind of story, raft and roof. I still have a difficult time visualizing the roof versus the floor, when to do the floor, when not to do the floor. You're saying, yeah, go ahead.
Whenever you're printing over the model itself. So when it has like a section where there's the model already built, and then it does the support on top of the model, and then it does another part of the model.
Oh.
That's when you want a floor, because it's going to have the stringing from the supports being built. So it can do a nice clean layer, and then the supports, and then a nice clean layer, and then the rest of the model.
Okay, I'm following you.
Because if you go into prepare and then go into your layer view, go to where you see the floor or the roof start. You'll see how much tighter the supports get. You also want to change your line type so it's easier to see.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, the tail looks pretty doable, pretty comfortable. The wings are the heady part. This is only, tail's 5 hours. I mean, this thing isn't super crazy on the time. Might be able to bump this out pretty quickly. Very, very interesting. Looking forward to giving this thing a try. It's kind of a challenging beast in comparison to some of the more straightforward prints. Let's gonna be pretty cool. Typically, you know, doing just terrain or very blocky objects, but this guy has a lot of curves.
Yeah, but those are the fun prints. Those are the ones that you feel really cool when you're done because you truly performed alchemy. You made like a full functioning model that you can game with.
Yeah, yeah. It's exciting. Exciting to try, exciting to do.
Yeah,
so
paint racks, movement trays, even some terrain is one thing, but when you can build a model, that's super sweet.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I'm looking forward to messing with it. A lot of the Worlds Overrun stuff we printed has some of that feeling to it where, you know, pieces, especially when it's multi-part and like you don't even get to really see the cool factor until you've done a few prints in. You got several pieces done.
Yeah, speaking of Worlds Overrun, I believe their newest Kickstarter ends in like 1 or 2 days.
Oh, okay.
And they have a nice little deal on filament for people where it's only $10 a roll.
Oh wow! So they gave you a hookup on filament if you get the STL files.
You can also get an Ender 3 out of them too.
Oh, nice. Which, speaking of Ender 3, we just purchased 2 more. It's gonna be our first ones. I was hesitant about getting a different model than the CR10S, but after doing some quick research, I realized that all the components are practically the exact same.
Yeah, it's literally the exact same, except that instead of a 300 by 300 by 400, it is a 250 by 250 by 250.
Yeah, I mean, cost effective. I imagine the knobs, the knobs to level the bed, are those not as big? Like that's what people usually upgrade.
Yeah. They're smaller, but you can print ones that are literally the same size as the CR10Ss.
Right, right.
So like everything that comes with it, I mean, it's the same machine. You can, and the thing is you can get it working and print the upgrades to make it almost identical to the CR10S.
That's just a stupid cheap machine, man.
Yeah, it's just the thing is, it's more of a kit piece. Instead of having just 2 pieces to put together and wire it, you actually have to assemble all your rails. And some people, it's really intimidating considering how you have to make everything level. But once you have your feet wet with the machine that's pretty easy to get put together like the CR10S, it makes it like intuitive to put the Ender 3 together.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it. We're about to go up to 4 printers here, and you'll have your printer there and eventually an Ender 3 for yourself as well. And it's going to be cool that even with a smaller build plate, just even be able to have a different project going. You know, like hell, you could even do like those bigger items like the wings or that big bodice on the CR10S, and then do those heads and the base plate on the Mini. You know.
Yeah, and then your like print time's not going to change at all because you're not utilizing that extra space you even need.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the benefits that come with having even more printers. So that'll be cool. That'll be cool.
Yay, printers!
You know, funny situation there, James. If you guys have caught, this is episode 8. A few episodes back, there was a lot of tears from me from my printer issues. My printer went down hard, and it was a real anomaly. I couldn't figure out how I actually fucked up both my printers at the same time. And it was like the same issue, same printers. How'd this happen? That should have been one of the biggest tales, or telltales or whatever, to how it did go down. And it was I just figured it out the other night. So all of a sudden my printer started reenacting doing the same kind of issues I had had before, where the filament was coming out very thick. It wasn't nearly as stringy and like melted as it should be. I could tell that it was, you know, that it was thicker than it should be. It was like, it wasn't melted properly. And I was like, what the hell, this isn't right. And I was starting to get kickback. The extruder was starting to give you the dreaded clicks. And there was like no good reason for it just to start happening all of a sudden. And it was obviously like a clog situation. So, you know, I cleared the nozzle. And when I got the clog out, I saw that it was the same kind of like little jelly bean that was occurring in my old setup when I was having an issue. And lo and behold, my mind went to maybe this, because it was the same roll that had caused me problems before. Because I was down to my last roll. I was like, maybe this is it's just a bad fucking roll. Like people talk about, you can just get a bad roll of filament sometimes. And I don't know why I didn't do this before, James. After weeks and weeks of not understanding what's going on, I look at the label, and son of a bitch, this roll of filament was ABS and not PLA. And I swear to God, dude, at least I was so happy to realize what the problem was, but I was also really aggravated that it was such an easy thing I couldn't figure out. And
yeah, I'm surprised you didn't try switching out filaments.
Well, that's how I ruined both printers at the same time. Is one printer had the issue because I put the ABS on it without knowing, and I was low on my filament, and I was just like, well, this printer's obviously having a strange problem. I'll just take this brand new roll of filament, and I'll pop it on the other machine. And I instantly fucked that machine up by switching the ABS from one to the next. And then they were just effed. And then that made total sense to why the acetone wasn't working at all, because apparently acetone doesn't do anything to ABS. It basically just makes more acetone, apparently. The two combined, it doesn't remove anything. It just, I guess they're like-minded in their chemical compound. So that was all. It made a lot of sense to everything. Why the acetone wasn't working, how I messed up 2 machines at once, why the fucking prints were so inconsistent and strange. So don't always trust that your vendor is providing you the correct materials that you ordered. Lesson learned. That was a big deal.
But it's like the printers can print ABS. You just got to turn the temperature up.
Yes. Yes, and I mean, also you got to be able to keep a consistent heat, which is where an enclosure comes in handy as well, and having a sock on the hot end.
Yep.
Not good.
Yep.
But learned. I got some more of the Ziltech filament. There's a company called Ziltech, and they usually got some pretty banging deals, close to $10 a roll when you get a 10-pack. I'd suggest giving it a search, Zyltech. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I haven't had an issue with it.
Yeah, I like it. So I got some more glossy black. I found that typically the black is the most well received right off the print bed because it kind of has the most complete look to it, especially utility items like paint racks and whatnot.
I definitely agree with utility items, but as far as terrain, I really like to print in white.
Me too.
And it mainly because it has natural shadows, so you can actually see the features of the terrain. Or black, everything's hidden.
Yeah, no, I respect that. Yeah, I like the way it looks in white as the printer, but usually the end user, they're gonna prime it black anyways, you know.
Well, let them prime it.
Right.
Either way, they're gonna prime it. I mean, you might as well have it white where you can see the spots you missed.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that line of thought either.
I mean, that's kind of what I've been sticking to. I really use my whites for terrain and then blacks for utility items. And that's why this piece is white.
Yep. No, that's cool. I feel that. Another cool thing that we've been getting into is James has been working on designing walls for Kill Team Arena. I'm really looking forward to that. The game Kill Team is sick, and it's basically a skirmish. It's a skirmish version of 40K, and they
watered down version.
Yeah, that's not the way. It's not the way it is at all. It's actually amazing. But the arena set that came out is it's not a very cool situation as the fact that they made it even more 2D. They give you a board that has all these simulated walls that that are very important to the gameplay, but it takes you totally out of the immersion for the fact that it's just 2D. It's just a flat lines on a board. So I've been trying to mangle my way through creating fake walls with whatever I have laying around. I cannot wait to be able to have exact cutouts of the walls that are on the 2D board to be able to get into that 3D immersion and have physical walls. So really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious on how long those take to print currently. Maybe you have to throw them in Cura.
Yeah, I had them in Cura and then everything blew up. I think they were pretty damn efficient. I thought I did prepare on it, but I can't remember. But yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be really cool.
I'm down for it.
Yeah, man. So that's pretty much been the week, man. I mean, James has been working on, he sliced up this dragon. We've been selling a bunch of stuff to our local homies here. Oh, Black Tower Train says hello. Hello, Black Tower. Mainly things have been pretty gaming focused, and 3D printing is pretty much rinse repeat. Just kind of doing the dirty old work there of trying to create stock and getting as much stuff printed as possible. And it's been mainly utility items. But the exciting things are the dragon and the Kill Team board are the most exciting things for me right now in the 3D printing world. And I really like your portal as well. I mean, that's a really sick piece.
Hey, you don't have to like my portal if you don't really like it.
No, I do. I really like it a lot.
Like, I probably won't ever use it, but I was planning on sending it to you. But I'm thinking about maybe painting and flocking it, because it's just so cool when it's painted and flocked.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the hell out of it.
Sweet.
It's gonna be amazing.
What size phone do you have? Because it's meant for an iPhone 6.
I got a 5.
Oh, it's the same size.
There you go. There you go.
Cool. It says 4 hours
4 hours.
for a wall. I don't know what's wrong with that. It did not take that long.
Whatever. It's not bad. It's worth it for amazing. I'm really looking forward to coming and visiting James for Adepticon and getting to see the Nurgle themed Worlds Overrun Thorn Prime or Thorn set. We got a Thorn Hive Megamaw and some additional pieces, some portals and whatnot. It's gonna look super sick, and I cannot wait to see that on the game table, be able to stream that. It's gonna be really cool.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited about that for sure. But yeah, anything else been cooking around, James, or we wrapping it up?
Lot. I mean, honestly, I saw a meme today that said a day not printing is a day lost, and it truly feels that way. I spent the last 3 days like doing Warhammer stuff and not printing stuff, and it truly feels like days were lost. So yeah. I don't have a whole lot of new stuff to talk about because I've only been printing the things that people request and then doing the design stuff that we just spent the last 30 minutes talking about.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have really not a whole lot of new things to talk about as far as I've been printing, but I do plan on printing a lot of new cool things, especially as we start getting more and more printers.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, well, that's pretty much the story, friends. We've been keeping these pretty light. We don't want to take up 30+ minutes of our 40K talk show that goes down on Thursday nights with 3D printing. So that is why this show exists, and I'm still glad that we do it. Episode 8 was worthwhile. We showed you guys our thought process as we try to figure out the support system to the dragon, Tiamat himself, the 5-headed beast, and you guys can check out those files yourself on Shapeways.
Yeah, I'm excited about Thursday. I was at 2 tournaments this weekend.
Blam. Been doing a lot of bat reps myself. Just played a game on Twitch here a minute ago.
Woo! Get on Thursday, guys. Keep taking fun seriously.
That's right. Catch y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in.